Hey everyone, Mike from the Retro Gamer Vlog here with a great episode of classic game finds for you. I've got some really cool stuff, got a bunch of games, 10 games actually I believe, let me count them. Got 10 games here, and yeah, just really excited. If you follow me on Twitter, which you should, it's at Botnerline, that'll be changed to at Retro Gamer Vlog soon. Anyways, if you follow me on Twitter, you know what this is. What the great game here is, but yeah, basically there's an amazing game. I'll go into more details once I get there. It is probably my best find of all time, or at least among one of the best finds that I have had of all time. So yeah, let's get right into it. I have 3 N64 games. First up is an unsigned copy of Pokemon Stadium. And if you don't know what I mean by unsigned, you can see over here that there's a little place to write your name. It says this game pack belongs to, and probably a good 3/4 of this copy of copies of Pokemon Stadium that I've seen have some little messy handwriting of some kid who decided to scribble their name on there. I guess because it's one of those games that gets passed around a lot between friends and all that, like most Pokemon games. So it's probably a good idea at the time, but it's kind of annoying now because you don't want anybody's name written on your cartridge. Anyways, I was happy to pick that up. That cost me $1.50. All 3 of these N64 games were $1.50. Next is Starshot Space Circus Fever. This one has some stickers on the back, which I don't think will be too difficult to remove. They're the kind that I've removed before. It shouldn't be that tough. But yeah, it's just $1.50. Didn't want to pass that up. And next up is another game that I played a lot during my childhood. It's an extremely fun game, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Now the Star Wars games on the N64 kind of confused me, all of the different ones. But I know for a fact that this is one that I really enjoyed as a kid. I played it a lot with my friends, and it was a great game. I really recommend that Star Wars game for you. It's not that hard to find. I've seen it all the time. Next up is a wonderful adventure game, platformer for the NES. This is an incredible game. It is historic. It is a series that still goes on today. Metroid, the original, the silver label, not the yellow one. I've never actually seen one of those, but they're not worth anymore. They're just cool. Anyways, yeah, Metroid, extremely fun game. I've played through this several times. Honestly, I preferred Super Metroid because I feel that they did everything they did well in this, in 8-bit, in 16-bit, even better. Better adventure, better everything. Regardless, this is a classic, an amazing game. If you don't own it, I definitely recommend picking it up. So next up is Adventure Island 2. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the Adventure Island series. I don't mind them, but I don't find them anything that special. I am a fairly big Hudson Soft fan though. I love all of their Virtual Boy games, and anything they made pretty much I enjoy to a certain extent. Adventure Island is pretty good. I prefer the ones on the Super Nintendo, surprisingly. So next up is, I think it's the only, actually no, I have another game, but I wanted games for my Power Pad, so I picked this up. It's Super Team Games. I don't really know anything about it. I just saw it. I think this cost $2, and I saw it and it had the Power Pad logo, so I grabbed it. This is from a flea market, along with these 2 games that I just showed you, and the next 2 that I'm going to show you after this. So this is a game from the Metal Gear series. It's Snake's Revenge. Extremely fun game. I love the whole Metal Gear series. Metal Gear Solid is one of my favorite games of all time. I love the version for the Game Boy Color. Tons of fun. I definitely recommend you check out that series if you have not done so yet. It's fairly fun on the NES, although it just kind of gets better and better as time goes on because of the game style and the way graphics really improve that type of game. Anyways, this next one is another fairly rare game. If I'm not mistaken, I've had it before. I think I might have resold it. Anyways, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons Hillsfire. It's not a game I'm a huge fan of. It's just more of a really cool game to own because it's Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. It's just cool to have that for the NES, I guess. And it's a fairly valuable game. If I'm not mistaken, this cartridge goes for around $40. And that's a pretty good price on a cartridge that you pay $2 for. I mean, it's what is that, 2000%? I don't know, I might have gotten that wrong. Anyways, so the next two games are the games that I tweeted about that I was so excited for. Definitely my best finds ever. Basically, there was a guy on Craigslist, and up here in Canada, where I'm from, Craigslist isn't that good. It really isn't. It's kind of just the leftovers and stuff. Kijiji is where it's at in Canada. But anyways, I had a guy contact me through Craigslist that he had some games, and he wanted, I think he said he wanted 10 apiece for them, and so I asked him which ones he had, and he had a bunch of really junk ones, which I didn't end up getting. And basically what I asked him before I said the games is, I said, I think if I buy the lot, would you give them to me for $2 a piece? And what he ended up saying was, just pick your games and let me know. So I let him know that I wanted these two games. He said $5 a piece is good, and that is what I ended up paying. So both of these games are worth well over $5. The first one is Bubble Bobble number 1. So, it's a good $20 game. Great game, tons of fun, absolutely love the Bubble Bobble franchise. Yeah, I'm just a huge fan. Find it extremely enjoyable to play. And the next, of course, is fairly predictable. It's the sequel, Bubble Bobble 2. I already had this game, so I am going to be reselling it. I already have some offers on it, much higher than the $5 price tag that I paid for it, and I'm very happy that it's gonna, that it's amazing. Yeah, that's basically it. This is it. This is the game of this pickups video, Bubble Bobble Part 2. I haven't picked up an extremely rare game like this in quite a long time. I've never picked up a rare game like this actually in kind of like what you'd call the wild, like, for under half of its going price kind of. So yeah, this is a great game, Bubble Bobble Part 2. It's a fairly expensive game. It's up there. I think it's one of them. It's like in the top 3 most expensive licensed games, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and that is gonna especially help me make my collection profitable. And I know that sounds amazing. It sounds pretty hard to do, but it's something that I really recommend that everybody tries to do. Try to make your collection profitable. Whenever you see games, even if they're not $100 plus games, anything you can resell, even if it's $5, you can resell it for $15. It's worth it. It makes your collection profitable because that extra $10 can allow you to buy a few more NES games, can allow you to pay for some of your NES games. So yeah, that is my pickups video. I think it's quite a long one. I can't see the time on it, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you subscribe. I'll be doing a good 2 or 3 videos a week. It'll be Tuesday for rants and that kind of video, Friday for pickups, and Sunday if I've got a hunting or extra special video. So thank you very much for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and check out my other videos at the channel, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time.